Hey guys, Civilord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the DC Multiverse Wal-Mart exclusive. Oh, Jason. Because, once again, we have another exclusive. They never end, it seems. That said, this is of course the Action Comics 1000 Superman, brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys. So for those of you wondering, wasn't this a mainline release towards the beginning of the DC Multiverse line when McFarlane first got the license? Yes, but this is an updated version with a new torso and a new soft goods wired cape, complete with S-Shield on the back, for those of you who care about that sort of thing. I mean, it's neither here nor there for me, but personally, I prefer him to not have the S-Shield on the back. That's what he looked like in Superman TAS and Justice League TAS and everything in between. That's just my personal preference. I don't see the purpose of having an S-Shield on the back when you got it on the front, and I'm not the only one who feels that way. So, with that being said, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review. Take a look-see at all Superman has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with the collectible trading card. Bio on the back. If you don't know who Superman is, you are a freaking bozo. And then we also have some flight hands, open hands. And of course, our hockey puck display stand we're used to seeing with all McFarlane Toys releases. And a reused body buck from the beginning of this line. As I mentioned, this is basically a re-release of the original Superman from the beginning of this line with a couple of upgrades. Much like this Green Lantern here, we will be taking a look-see at tomorrow, is a reissue of, well, it was actually John Stewart first, then it was Hal Jordan, in a 2-pack with the Dawnbreaker from Dark Knight's Metal, but you know what I mean. McFarlane's using some old AF body bucks for the Walmart exclusives this year. I think the Wally West Flash that came out earlier this year, that's another good example because he's on like the first Flash body buck. It's very weird. I don't know why they're not using the new bucks, but whatever. Getting him out of here. Let's take a closer look at this Superman. Again, he's got the S-Shield on the back for all 6 of you who care about that. I'm kidding, of course. I know a lot of people like this, but it's indifferent to me. I could care less. Superman is not one of my favorite characters, so eagle-eye viewers of the channel will know that. But I will say, if you don't have the original the Action Comics, DC Comics, whatever, 1000 Superman that came out towards the beginning of this line, this right here I think is a little better because it doesn't have that hard plastic cape that gets in the way. The S-Shield is painted. I wish this was matte, though. It just seems a little weird that this is like metallic and this is not. It lacks the consistency, but I like the metallic logo. I think it looks cool. Though I do prefer it to be more of a plate on the chest, and I wish it was. It just, I don't know, something feels off there. He's got the big old ankle balls, big old wrist balls, just like I like it, because I'm not going to get 2 lefts, 2 rights, or any of that crap. So all you guys are like, you doesn't have the sculpted joints. Suck my enchanted ball sack, you hunks of shite. I don't care. I will take symmetrical joints over joints that may have problems, because I just got this freaking cocksucker replaced fairly recently as the time I'm recording this video. So there you go. Now, if only I can get him to stand back up. There we go. Freaking twip. Either way, as far as articulation goes, this very nice head sculpt is one of the better head sculpts of Superman I've ever seen. It gets no range going up and down, so this is not one of the stronger. They retooled the torso, but they didn't retool the neck to work better. Whatever, that's stupid. He does have quite a bit of tilt, though, and he does have side to side. Shoulders will go up, back down, rotate all the way around. He's got that beautiful butterfly, but it's not so beautiful on this figure. It's kind of sticky. And then he's got a bicep swivel, and this, truth be told, butterfly was so sticky that I popped the bicep off this figure. Thankfully, I didn't break it, but, you know. That's, yeah. That's the name of the game when you have sticky joints on old-ass body bucks. He does have a single elbow, speaking of old-ass body bucks. That looks fine when it's straight, but when it's bent, it looks kind of weird. It doesn't get more than like 90. That sucks. And then he's got ball hinge wrists, which I will tell you, when trying to swap the hands, you're going to pop the ball hinge out more than the hand, probably. But they rotate, they hinge, and they swivel. And he's got a grip hand for some reason. Don't know why. Diaphragm joint is pretty limited. It leans that far back, that far forward. Pretty pitiful. No tilt whatsoever. It does rotate, but it just doesn't amount to squat. It's just so limited. And then he's got a waist twist, which again is limited. And then hips, that'll kick forward, back, out. Fine, out. But other than that, the diaper's too hard to get any range. It's like hard plastic almost. He's got a tiny, tiny thigh cut in there. Tiny, tiny, tiny. And then he's got double knee. I will say, if you bend him one click, the backs of the knees line up straighter. Then the front's kind of weird. Either way, he does have ball hinge ankles that will rotate, hinge, and pivot, as well as a toe hinge, which is fine. But that's your lot. He does have the wired cape, of course, so you can have it blowing in the wind if you want. But, you know, it's a very nice cape. It's just, I'm not, wired soft goods are neither here nor there to me, but it is one of the better wired capes. Say what you will about McFarlane toys. They cut a lot, but when it comes to the wired soft goods, I think they're probably the best at the low price point. Like, Four Horsemen's soft goods are not as good as theirs, because I always have to clip stray wires that are jabbing me in the finger when I'm messing with one of them things. So yeah, I don't get why the dirt cheap DC line. No, it's not dirt cheap anymore. I mean, some of those exclusives that are from the McFarlane store are a little pricey, but it's funny how the retail line that's like 20 some bucks still has better wired capes than most, you know, independent or high-end figures. But before I wrap this up, bring in the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibolith. Right there. And the infamous 11th Spawn, who is a little taller, but not enough to be towering. That said, just to correct myself from earlier, he comes with a flight stand, not one of the trademark hockey puck display stands we're used to seeing with all McFarlane Toys releases. So, my bad, I just had him on that because that's what I always do with these reviews. Because it's consistent, dadgummit. So, with that being said, it is time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and if you still, for whatever reason, haven't gotten a figure of the Man of Steel from the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse at this point, then I would say that if you are okay with the dated body buck utilized here, I think that this DC Comics 1000 Superman that is exclusive to ye old Wally World is the best option at this current time. Until we get a more updated one with some of the newer parts, I think this is probably your best bet at a figure of the DC Comics Boy Scout in all of his glory. I mean, that soft goods cape does a lot for a dated body buck, I must say. And that head sculpt has always been chef's kiss, in my opinion. Even though I'm not the biggest Superman fan ever. Regular viewers of the channel will know that. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.